I wander off into the vacant. Skip through my story. If someone could forewarn me, I might trip and paint the street. But my dreams are not for me. Oh, but I can't control them. Can we fall when we are asleep? Can we fall when we are asleep? It's what they got in the city, and I want all of it as long as it's pretty. And I said it in the heat of the moment. You're pondering moments, and now I'm making a scene. Quit putting me in things I don't wanna be involved in. I keep running from them goblins. I'm a 1 foot first type of guy, and I'm scared of heights. Can we fall when we are asleep? Can we fall when we are asleep? When we are. Can we fall? Can we fall when we are asleep? Can we fall? Can we fall when we are asleep? Can we fall? Can we fall when we are asleep? When we are. I'm not when we are asleep. I'm not lucid.
There's water on the streets, the cops are out of sight, waiting for the drunks to come speeding through the night. There's something going on, a tension in the air. They sneak into the club, creep around and start to stare. Another pressure cooker, South Florida affair. The sharks are circling, like they can sense the death. But I'm safe from the law, no booze upon my breath, no fool for you no more. Above it all today, a law-abiding man in the southern USA. Won't fall for it no more, all the traps they lay. A law-abiding man in the southern USA. I'm not playing anymore. I'm not playing anymore. We spend so much time on the wrong side of the street. When I see a cruiser, I get light upon my feet. But I learned a superpower from the very depths of hell. Come on and pull me over. What a waste of time. So simple when you're sober. So walk in a straight line. No fool for you no more. Above it all today. The law-abiding man in the southern USA. Won't fall for it no more. All the traps they lay. The law-abiding man in the southern USA. I'm not playing.
You're listening to the Jams and Coffee Morning Show with your host, Brad Brock.
Good morning, Jammers. Welcome to the Jams and Coffee Morning show. I am your host, Brad Brock, and it is Monday morning. It's a beautiful day here on the Treasure Coast of Florida. So if you're here on this side of town with me, it's wonderful. And this is coming on 2 days of wonderful weather out there. Yesterday was beautiful. It was lovely out. And of course, coming off of Saturday, which was a little sketchy out there. No rain, but certainly a cloudy, cooler day. Perfect beach weather. Perfect beach weather for yesterday. And today it's looking like out there nice and mild. Speaking of the weather, high pressure remains in control and it's keeping any rain or fronts from entering the area here on the Treasure Coast and the Palm Beaches. As rain chances stay low this week, more sunshine's expected and will heat temperatures into the 80s. Woohoo! Mid-80s are possible through Thursday. Even overnight lows will be on the mild side, only drop into the low 70s. Mostly to partly sunny skies expected for Monday afternoon. That's this afternoon if you're following along at home. With the highs topping out at 82 degrees today. The next cold front arrives on Friday, so there'll be a slight cool down for next weekend. As that front moves in late Friday, it's going to be the best chances we get for a little rain this week. So a nice little cool down and get to water the grass as well. How about that? Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend. Mine was exciting to say the least. We'll talk all about that and more. But first, let's get to some national days. Got some national days here, just a couple to celebrate. And one is delicious, and we'll start right off with that one. It's National Croissant Day. Yes. Or as the Americans like to say, croissant. Croissant. National Croissant Day in the United States. It recognizes a flaky pastry enjoyed at every meal. Croissants are buttery crescent-shaped rolls that are crispy on the outside and soft on the inside. The key to a perfect croissant is laminating the dough. You laminate the dough by folding butter into the mixture, creating multiple thin layers of butter and dough. The result, of course, is a mouth-watering flaky crust and airy body. Legend surrounds this pastry, as it's often the case with a popular worldly treat. What is known is that crescent-shaped breads have been found around the world for ages. One of these was the Kipferl. Which originated in Austria as far back as the 13th century. This non-laminated bread is more like a roll, though. Credit for the croissant as we know it today is given to an Austrian military officer, August Zang. In 1839, he opened a Viennese bakery in Paris, introducing France to Viennese baking techniques. So there you go. Woo! I do love a good croissant. Some coffee. Oh, buttery deliciousness. Really well done. All right, next on our national days. It's National Bubble Wrap Day. Who doesn't love bubble wrap? So many uses. The last Monday in January recognizes a fascinating piece of invention. Today, bubble wrap's primary purpose is to protect fragiles, either in shipping or storage. But of course, people take enjoyment from popping the bubbles in bubble wrap too. However, when two engineers created bubble wrap, the use as packaging didn't pop into their minds right away. Mark and Alfred first sealed two shower curtains together in 1956 in the town of Hawthorne, New Jersey. This technique created a smattering of air bubbles. The engineers initially thought their creation would make a great wallpaper. However, sales for the wallpaper never materialized, so they moved to selling the product as greenhouse insulation. It was originally named Air Cap, produced by the Sealed Air Corporation, which was founded in 1960. In 1961, the product evolved into the bubble wrap we know it is today, and it protected IBM's 1401 computer when it started shipping. Sealed Air Corporation trademarked bubble wrap and has been filling shipping needs ever since. So there you go. Every day is a day to celebrate. We're happy to give you at least a couple of reasons here on JNC in the morning. And I thank you so much for tuning in with us. We're on YouTube or Facebook, or listening in on Shore Life Radio, or on our companion internet radio station, JNC Radio. Wherever you're tuning in, we certainly hope that you give us a like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And hit the little bell so you get notifications whenever we go live. Be awfully nice of you to do. We also have Philip's maybe not so irrelevant weather report. Totally different story for Middle Tennessee. He said up there it's a warm, drizzly, foggy start out the door this morning with a cold front splitting the state, giving our temperatures a temperature range, a wide spread. He said out the door it was 54 degrees. And the same across the eastern half of Tennessee. The western half much cooler, with some temperatures down into the 30s. Temperatures will remain in the 40s as the front comes across, with the possibility of freezing rain, sleet mix tonight and overnight. Patchy slick spots in the morning over the area, with almost a repeat for tonight, for Tuesday night. Ooh, reading is fun and fundamental. West Tennessee's got some freezing precipitation and ice. He said warnings go on into the afternoon and evening, with the rest of the state under a watch. He said, I sure miss those palm trees and 70-degree days in South Florida. And it is one of those days here, Philip. It is one of those days. He also asked, when you get a chance, explain the southern sewer cap that I'm wearing. Well, it would be my pleasure. This one I'm rocking all this week, because Jordan, this is where Jordan works now. Jordan works for Southern Sewer. She is a sales rep, and she's super cool. She sells like the big street sweepers and garbage trucks and all the service parts and everything for it. So it's her new venture. It's owned by our good friend Drew, and very cool company. You'd think that it's more like potty work, but it's actually very, very interesting and cool stuff. So that's what she's at. She's actually out doing all this stuff all week. So I'm here. I'm in the bachelor pad all by myself this week. So glad that you guys are here to keep me company. Well, that's it. Southern Sewer. All right, you guys. There's so much news. So much news to get to today. Very interesting stories. That's what happens on Monday. I get to go and backlog all the stories from the weekend. And there are some good ones. We're going to get into all of that when we come back from our first musical break. You're listening to Jams and Coffee in the Morning. Don't go away. We'll be right back. What do we want to play, though? I have so many playlists here that I don't even know where everything is anymore. Here's one from the Whelan Brothers. This is Board Meeting. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Why this quest for the perfect wave?
Who knows? When you're on the board, it's just you know? You and that wave. Nobody can touch you.
I've been thinking about the summertime, and I see those blue skies blooming. I've been thinking about the weekend, ain't decided what I'm doing.
Let me take you back to California, AC side to Bayside, or wherever you say, too broke or too stoked, or wherever you say. I got a board meeting with the SEA. I'm free as I wanna be, broke as I gotta be. Won't bother you if you don't bother me. It ain't all about that income coming, that's why you never ever see a beach bum bumming. Oh, it ain't no use, I'm finally speaking the truth, freestyling. Keep running straight right back to you. Oh, it's been a long time, I've been waiting out for the sunshine, and it's finally breaking through. Blue skies blooming. Oh, soothing my soul from the grind, cause with time, man, it's taking its toll. I don't wanna be the talk of the town, jumping ship when the ship's going down. Are you in it? Take a minute to remember your day. Blue skies, the truth lies in whatever you say. So just feel the break, feel the break. Watch the mainstream drift away. Oh, it ain't no use, I'm finally speaking the truth, freestyling. Keep running straight right back to you. Oh, it's been a long time, I've been waiting out for the sunshine, and it's finally breaking through. Blue skies blooming. Wake up in the morning with the sun pouring and sun shining. It's just a matter of time before I make my way to go. Oh. Wake up in the morning with the sun pouring and it's blinding. It's just a matter of time before I lose my self-control. I pray the daylight calms my feeling, cause I get so low. Strike up that sweet rock reggae music when the loving is gone, gone, gone. Oh, it ain't no use, I'm finally speaking the truth, freestyling. Keep running straight right back to you. Oh, it's been a long time, I've been waiting out for the sunshine, and it's finally breaking through. Blue skies blooming. I've been waiting. I've been waiting. Waiting.
All right, we are back. Jams and coffee in the morning. Thank you again for tuning in with us. Let's get into the news. My goodness, there are some wild stories out there, and we're going to kick it off with one of the wildest that I read this morning. Straight out of the gate. I don't know what's going on up in New Jersey, but here it is. And I don't know who wants to get back into high school. My God. Who wants to go back to high school? Not me. Sounds terrible. But this woman did. 29-year-old New Jersey woman's facing charges over claims she used false government documents in a ploy to pose as a teenager at a high school, according to police. Haijong Chin was charged with one count of providing a false government document after she allegedly submitted a fake birth certificate to the New Brunswick Board of Education. The New Brunswick Police Department said in a news release last week. The police department said that Shin provided a fake birth certificate with the intention of enrolling as a juvenile high school student. Shin doesn't have an attorney at this time, according to the New Jersey courts. Police have not said why Shin allegedly wanted to enroll in the school. CNN affiliate News 12 New Jersey reported that the students at the school said Shin attended class for 4 days alongside them. Both the school and the school district and the police said that state law prohibits a student being prevented from attending school based on lack of documentation or immigration status. Shin, quote, gained provisional admittance to the school last week, according to the New Brunswick Public School Superintendent. New Brunswick Public School staff members discovered the deception while completing the established vetting protocols and promptly barred her from entering any district property. They went on to say, once our staff determined it was dealing with fraudulent information, they immediately notified the appropriate authorities. The well-being of our students, staff, and community are of utmost importance to us, and we'll continue to work with the police department and other partners in addressing this matter. Shin is expected to appear in Middlesex County Superior Court for a hearing on February 16th, according to court spokesperson Megan Carney Viela. So there you 29 years old. Why would you want to go back to high school? For me, I don't know about you guys, but for me, high school was a complete blur. I barely remember my teachers, just a handful of friends that I wound up hanging out with or remained friends with afterwards. I don't remember anything specific, really. I was in the music program, and I do have some some vivid memories from, doing concerts with them or doing state competitions or whatnot. But really, outside of that, I didn't go to prom. I was pretty boring. I was a pretty boring high school student. Didn't do much. Didn't go to parties. Worked a lot as a gigging musician. I remember sometimes I'd play shows down in South Florida, and we would drive back, and I'd immediately go, I'd like freshen up and then go straight to school. Perhaps that had something to do with it. I don't know, but yeah, I did not care about high school at all. But that's not to say you kids listening right now that you shouldn't. I'd probably be in a much better place if I'd have paid more attention. It's not that I flunked out. I was actually very good, allegedly, apparently. But, yeah, I just was uninterested. So why on earth, at 29 years old, would you want to get back in? I don't know. Chasing that quarter-life crisis, I suppose. Could you imagine if they didn't catch her? Be graduating all over again. And if you think that story's crazy, a painting from a rare Van Dyke painting sells for $3 million at auction. A nice chunk of change. The owner is the one who's really making out like a bandit because he bought it for $600. Right? Wah, wah, wee, wah. It was once abandoned in a farm shed. A rediscovered Anthony Van Dyke painting is sold for over $3 million at auction. The piece is a study for a later painting produced by the Flemish master called Saint Jerome. Final painting, here it is here if you're watching, you can see it on the screen. The final painting is currently held by the Museum Boejems van Boingen in Rotterdam, Netherlands. The study, which portrays a nude older man sitting on a stool, is unique for a few reasons. According to the Sotheby's listing, it's one of only 2 large studies that Van Dyke crafted from live models. It was likely painted between 1615 and 1618. According to Sotheby's, while Van Dyke was a young artist working alongside Peter Paul Rubens in Antwerp. And the oil painting also has some unexpected provenance. The study was only recently identified as a work of Van Dyke, said Sotheby's in a statement. The piece was discovered in the late 20th century in a farm shed in Kinderhook, New York. The auction house said the person who found it, Albert Roberts, was a passionate collector of lost pieces, describing his collection as an orphanage for lost art that had suffered from neglect. Roberts bought the derelict painting for just $600, according to Sotheby's. But shortly after, art historian Susan Barnes published an article in which she recognized the piece as a surprisingly well-preserved work by Van Dyke. And, of course, then the painting sold for $3.1 million last Thursday. It was offered to Sotheby's by Roberts' estate, and a portion of proceeds will benefit the Albert Roberts Foundation, which provides financial support to artists and other charities, according to the auction house. The study was sold as part of Sotheby's Thursday Master Paintings Part 1 sale, which also included works by Agnolo Bronzino, Titian, and Melchior de Hondecoeter. Yes. I'm sure I pronounced all of those perfectly. Imagine turning $600 into $3 million. Man, wonderful stuff. Makes me want to go to barn houses and look at old paintings. I'll take it. Oh, all right. This is a great story for those of you. We know that Valentine's Day is coming up. Some of you may be madly in love, prepared to shower your loved one with roses and chocolates. Some of you might be breaking up. I don't know. For those of you that are scorned or breaking up, this is a story for you. The San Antonio Zoo is offering a special Valentine's Day greeting for exes who just won't bug off. For $10, only $10, the zoo will name a cockroach after your not-so-special someone and then feed it to an animal. A cold but direct message that you're no longer interested. The annual Cry Me a Cockroach fundraiser will support the zoo's vision of securing a future for wildlife in Texas and around the world. According to the San Antonio Zoo's website, those not into bugs can choose a vegetable for $5 or a rodent for $25 instead. All donors will receive a digital Valentine's Day card showing their support for the zoo. They can also opt to send their ex-loved one a digital Valentine's card informing them that a cockroach, rodent, or veggie was named after them and fed to an animal. Those with an especially stubborn ex can pay for a $150 upgrade, which includes a personalized video message to the recipient showing their cockroach, rodent, or vegetable being devoured by the animal. They're getting really intense. The annual event is a hit, according to Kyle Perez, the zoo's director of public relations. Last year, they received more than 8,000 donations from all 50 states and over 30 different countries. It said we're right now on the track to break last year's record, with Zach, Ray, and Adam being the most submitted X names so far. Oh, no. Zach. To participate, all you got to do is submit your X's name online before Valentine's Day to the San Antonio Zoo. Gross, man. Roaches are disgusting. I hate them. Especially the ones that can fly. We have, like, I don't know, they've evolved here in Florida. Well, that's a fun way to raise a little money. All right. Moving into some sports news. Big night and day for football yesterday. 2 championship games. Now we know who's in the Super Bowl. Well, let's do a little recap here. Philadelphia Eagles first. They defeated the San Francisco 49ers in a devastating 31-7 on Sunday at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. And now they advance to the Super Bowl. The Eagles scored on their very first possession and didn't look back in the rout of the 49ers. The 49ers were momentarily left without rookie starting quarterback Brock Purdy after he suffered a right elbow injury in the first quarter on a hit by Eagles linebacker Hassan Reddick. And that forced a fumble. Josh Johnson, who was the 4th-string quarterback for San Francisco, filled in for Purdy until the third quarter before being ruled out of the game with a concussion. 2 quarterbacks. Eagles are out there murdering them. Playing on the injured elbow, Purdy re-entered the game. The 49ers offense struggled to tally any additional points. Meanwhile, Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia run game ran all over the 49ers defense, notching 148 rushing yards and scoring all 4 touchdowns on the ground. His rushing touchdown in the fourth quarter, Hurts passed Cameron Newton for the most rushing touchdowns in a single season by a quarterback in NFL history. The guy's a machine, including playoffs. The Eagles, who advanced to the Super Bowl for the first time since winning in 2017, will face the winner of the AFC Championship, which was the Kansas City Chiefs, because they also they beat the Bengals, who were a fan favorite. Everybody was kind of rooting for the Bengals. Didn't wipe the floor with them, but beat them nonetheless. After another year of NFL football, Kansas City's found its team right back at Arrowhead Stadium hosting the Bengals, where last year's season ended in heartbreak. Different stories written for 2023, though, as the Chiefs were able to stop the Bengals with a total team effort. The face of the NFL quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, had a legacy-defining moment ahead of him on Sunday night. After the quarterback suffered a right high ankle sprain in the first quarter of the divisional round, Mahomes re-entered the game and then played through that injury again for the 2023 AFC title game. And the win has sent Kansas City to an impressive 3rd Super Bowl in 5 seasons, with Mahomes as the starter. That score ended in 20-23 with the Chiefs win. Man, it was a good game. Paul from the Drums and Rums podcast chiming in. It was a good game between those two. Different story with the Eagles. With the Eagles and the Niners. That game was stressful, to say the least. I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm all good with that. I don't have all the details, but I think there's brothers on each team going into the Super Bowl. The Chiefs and the Eagles. I think there's two brothers that play on each team, and that's going to make it really easy for their parents to watch the game because it doesn't matter who wins. Everybody wins, right? So the Super Bowl, of course, will take place at the State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona on February 12th. Just a couple of weeks away. So should be a good game. I'm excited to see these guys. They really, yes, the Kelsey brothers. Aaron chiming in there. Thank you for that. It's going to be a great game. Jalen Hurts has really been impressive this season. He's a good quarterback and knows how to run the ball when he needs to. Obviously, making history. And then you put him up against Patrick Mahomes, who is a young guy but is just a surgical quarterback. Really, really great. And I'm excited to see these guys in the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be a great game. I'm really glad that it's this matchup. Should be good. Travis and Jason Kelsey, playing on the opposite teams. And just for that moment, should be pretty good. I hope that they get some close-ups of their parents. I saw a photograph of their mother wearing a modified jersey that had both of their jerseys kind of mashed up together. I thought that was very cute, and I love stories like that. So yeah, I'm not a big football guy, but I will watch the Super Bowl in the playoffs, and I'm excited for the Eagles to be back in the Super Bowl. It's good stuff. Paul said, "Did I hear a Super Bowl party at Brad's house?" Potentially. Unfortunately, I won't be home most of the day. Of course, the 11th and the 12th of February is Arts Fest in downtown Stewart, which we are the entertainment hosts for. So it shuts down at 5, and we're probably going to boogie on down, most likely to Duffy's Sports Bar down there in downtown Stewart to catch the game. Have some wings. I don't know. Could be a good time. All right. Moving into some entertainment news. Some sad news coming out of Hollywood. Actress Annie Wershing has passed away of cancer. Early yesterday morning, her publicist said in a statement, she was only 45 years old. She was best known, of course, for playing FBI agent Renee Walker in the series 24. Wershing's husband, Stephen Full, released a statement saying there's a cavernous hole in the soul of this family today, but she left us all the tools to fill it. She found wonder in the simplest moments. She didn't require music to dance. She taught us not to wait for adventure to find you. Go find it. It's everywhere, and find it we shall, he wrote. Wershing also provided the voice for Tess in the Last of Us video game series. Neil Druckmann, the creative director of the new HBO Max series The Last of Us, based on the game, tweeted out, "Just found out my dear friend Annie Wershing has passed away. We lost a beautiful artist and human being. My heart is shattered. Also with her loved ones." She was also, and this one strikes a chord with me because I'm a Star Trek nerd. She was recently portraying the Borg Queen in the Star Trek Picard series. She frequently shared photos of herself in full costume, accompanied by messages of gratitude for the makeup and prosthetics artists that transformed her into the intergalactic villain. Wershing's role in Star Trek Picard, which is airing on Paramount Plus, is listed as one of the actress's last professional credits on IMDb. So, sail on, Annie, and thanks for the memories. All right, moving on into some lighter news out of the music world in Hollywood. And who hasn't done this before? I want to know, any entertainer out there, or just anybody in general, because it's happened to me. You ever had a pair of pants that you wear all the time? You call them your gig pants because, it's the only pair of fancy pants you have, and you just start wearing them out over time? Well, it's happened to me, and now it's happened to Harry Styles. The headline says Harry Styles split his pants on stage as his first celebrity crush looks on. Let's read the story because it sounds hilarious. Now, for any performer, it's always embarrassing to have an onstage wardrobe malfunction, but imagine it happening in front of the first celebrity crush they've ever had. Unfortunately, that was Harry Styles' experience Thursday night. As the New York Post reports, Harry was performing in Inglewood, California, in front of a star-studded audience that included Ellen DeGeneres, Kylie Jenner, Trevor Noah, and Jennifer Aniston, who Harry revealed back in 2020 was probably his first celebrity crush. But as Harry dropped to his knees while singing music for a sushi restaurant, his pants split. According to the Post, he made a shocked face, covered the tear with his hands, and jokingly rolled his eyes at his band. And he got a towel to cover up the rip. A fan tweeted, "If I were Harry, just thinking about ripping my pants in front of Jennifer Aniston would send me into early retirement." Harry and Aniston do seem to have a fashion connection, if not a love connection. Wow, 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 wow. You might recall that back in 2021, Aniston wore the same Gucci suit on the cover of In Style that Harry had previously sported at the Brit Awards. She joked on the morning show, "Just call me Harriet Styles." But that's not all. The same year, Harry was seen wearing the same Save the Drama for Your Mama t-shirt that Aniston wore in season 10 of Friends. So there's always a little back and forth. Oh, man, ripping your pants on stage is the worst. Lucky for him, he was probably able to go backstage and had a whole wardrobe to change into. When I ripped my pants, there was no reprieve. I just had to kind of go with it. I mean, I did not have any extra pants at that gig. And it wasn't like a subtle rip. It was the whole under area of the pants just split right down the seams. Wonderful stuff. It's happened twice. One was a pair of jeans. The other was a pair of shorts recently. It sounds like I need to buy new clothes. That seems like the proper thing to do. Ay. All right, next story here. And the story is there's a lot of artists that are selling their entire catalogs. We just talked about Justin Bieber for an astonishing $200 million sold his back catalog of music. Probably likely to live on. But this was an interesting story because the Doors' Robbie Krieger, he just sold his share of the Doors' music catalog, but he's donating the proceeds to charity. How about that? The Doors guitarist Robbie Krieger has reached a deal to sell his rights to the band's music catalog. But rather than taking in a massive windfall like so many other famous musicians have recently, Krieger and the estate of late keyboardist Ray Manzarek arranged for the deal with Primary Wave to benefit charity. Variety reports that the terms of the deal were not disclosed, but sources assured the publication that the numbers were, quote, big. The Doors catalog includes immortal hits like Light My Fire, Break On Through, Hello, I Love You, People Are Strange, Riders on the Storm, L.A. Woman, and many more, of course. Krieger said in a statement, "After 58 years, in the most magical of times, I've decided to sell my share of the Doors to Primary Wave. This will enable me to help the many charities I've been involved with, and some new ones too. I know Primary Wave cares about music, art, and about helping legacies go to even bigger levels." The guitarist added that adding to his comfort with the future of his music, the Doors' longtime manager, Jeff Jampel, will be working with Primary Wave to look out for the band's interests. Manzarek's widow, Dorothy, added that her family has been carefully considering its options since Ray's death in 2013, and we are happy to have finally come to an agreement with Primary Wave. Primary Wave CEO and founder Larry Mestel called the Doors one of the most legendary bands of all time and pledged to tastefully grow opportunities for the band. While the Doors continued into the 2000s with different iterations, the band's original lineup was only active from 1965 to Morrison's death in 1971. So how about that? They're selling the Doors music for a good cause, and I think that's great. Here's some shocking news. Maybe so, maybe not so. It just shows you that you never know who's crossing the street. Paul McCartney's daughter, Mary, recently directed a documentary called If These Walls Could Sing at the famous recording studio Abbey Road, and of course took the opportunity for her dad to recreate the iconic Beatles artwork from the album of the same name. However, when he crossed the street, a car nearly hit him after failing to stop. Everybody's in a rush. Doesn't matter who you are, where you are. The studio shared a clip of the near disaster on its Twitter, writing a close call for Paul McCartney on the Abbey Road crossing. In the clip from Mary McCartney's new documentary, a car narrowly misses Paul as he recreates the Abbey Road album cover. You can kind of see it there on the screen, just a screenshot. Mary addressed the incident earlier this month. She said the bit where the car nearly ran him over on the zebra crossing was so funny. Ha ha ha, right? As we were leaving the studio, she said, "I'll film you crossing." And he went over, and this car totally didn't stop for him. In addition to Paul, If These Walls Could Sing also features interviews with legends like Ringo Starr, Elton John, Roger Waters, Nile Rodgers, Liam, and Noel Gallagher. If These Walls Could Sing is out now on Disney+. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Abbey Road Studios, you can check that out. And in that, you can see Paul McCartney almost get pancaked. So crazy, man. People are in a rush to get wherever they wants to go. Just sending out a good morning to Jeremy tuning in on YouTube, and Mike Lubeck and Alicia tuning in. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. And finally, in our stories, and you guys, I cannot stress this enough, this movie coming out is Oscar worthy. Best Picture, I think, for next year or this year or whenever. I saw the new trailer for it, the new teaser trailer for it last night, and I'm completely obsessed. I'm as obsessed with this as I was with the trailer for the Megan film, which I've not seen yet. Because I don't go to the cinema, and I rarely watch television. I'll read books. I told you I'm a nerd. Have you guys seen the teaser trailer for Cocaine Bear? Oh, my God. Cocaine Bear. The new teaser came out. It hypes the drug-fueled bear's enhanced physical abilities that far surpass those of a regular bear. This comes to you directed by Elizabeth Banks from a script written by Jimmy Warden. Cocaine Bear is an upcoming darkly comedic thriller that adapts a larger-than-life true story. The film follows an array of people, including tourists, cops, criminals, and teenagers, as they encounter a 500-pound black bear that has ingested a large amount of cocaine. As has already been teased in trailers and images, the cocaine ends up sending the bear on a murderous rampage. You can't make this up. This is real life. This is a real film coming out. And what makes it extra special is this is the final completed film starring Ray Liotta, who sadly passed away in the middle of last year. He is the star of this film. So, inspired by true events, Cocaine Bear is coming to theater near you next month. I can't wait. It sounds so ridiculous. What are you going to do? We'll see what happens. Cocaine Bear. All right, you guys. We're going to take a quick break. When we return, we'll get into some celebrity birthdays and some shameless plugs and get you on with your Monday. Get this week started right. You're listening to Jams and Coffee in the Morning. Here's one from Sierra Lane. We'll be right back.
Take my hand, he said. I'll show your wildest dreams. Close your eyes, he said, and open up your mind. Take deeper breaths, be in sync with your soul. Or the pressure will swallow you whole. They told me to stay, but I want to fly. Adventure is out there, and this is my time. He said I'll be with you, and I'll never tell you goodbye. I've shown what awaits, now going deep dive, deep dive. Hey, 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 deep dive. Courage bless the soul who will guide me home. Will we ever meet again? Again. Oh, take deeper breaths, be in sync with your soul. You know something that nobody knows. I won't come down. I want to see the ground beneath me. Listen to the sound of all my boundaries breaking. Oh. They told me to stay, but I want to fly. Adventure is out there, and this is my time. I won't come down. I want to see the ground beneath me. Listen to the sound of all my boundaries breaking. Oh, deep dive.
All right, welcome back to Jams and Coffee in the Morning. It's time for some celebrity birthdays. There's a few, some good ones. I'm going to pop over there, and as always, I'm going to Describe the person whose birthday it is, tell you what they're turning, what age they're turning, and you can guess in the chats and comments if you'd like. Or if you're listening to Shore Life Radio or JNC Radio, you can guess to yourself. Give yourself a nice pat on the back if you get it right. All right, here we go. Turning 49 years old today. And this is probably the dead giveaway, but he played Batman in Christopher Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy and earned critical acclaim for his roles in American Psycho, The Machinist, American Hustle, and The Fighter, the latter of which earned him an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor. Who in the world is turning 49 years old today? You guessed it. It's Christian Bale. Christian Bale turning 49 years old. Next up in our celebrity birthdays, turning 39 years old today, he was born Scott Ramon Seguro Miscuti. His song Day and Night became a top 5 Billboard hit. His 2009 album Man on the Moon, The End of Day, went double platinum. He appeared in the 2014 film Need for Speed and in an episode of the Fox comedy Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Who's turning 39 years old today? It's Kid Cudi. Kid Cudi turning 39. Happy birthday. Next up, turning 43 years old today, best known for his roles as Fez on the popular sitcom That 70s Show and Special Agent Nicholas Torres on NCIS. He's also had recurring roles in Grey's Anatomy and The Ranch. Who's turning 43 years old today? It's Wilmer Valderrama. Wilmer Valderrama turning 43 years old. All right, next up on our celebrity birthdays. Now, this is the big one, turning 72 years old today. He's a Grammy Award-winning musician who gained fame as the lead singer and drummer of the progressive rock band Genesis. And he's sold over 100 million albums in that long-standing career. Turning 72 years old today, the incomparable Phil Collins. Phil Collins turning 72 years old today. And finally, on our list of celebrity birthdays, turning 49 years old today, British actress who won an Academy Award for Best Actress for her role as Queen Anne in the 2018 film The Favourite. She was cast as Queen Elizabeth II in the Netflix historical drama series The Crown, and has been starring in BBC's Fleabag since 2016. Turning 49 years old today, a wonderful actress, Olivia Colman, celebrating her birthday today. So happy birthday there, Olivia. And happy birthday to all our celebrities. All right, friends. I'm going to hit you with some shameless plugs and get you on with your Monday. As always, please check out the Jams and Cocktails podcast. We go live on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. And this week we have the wonderful Victoria Lee joining us. She's a singer-songwriter and one-woman band. She'll be hanging out talking about her travels and all that she's got going on. She's also a performer at Arts Fest in downtown Stewart, which, of course, as I mentioned earlier, we are the entertainment hosts for. So very exciting stuff. So check that out this Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And, of course, while you're at it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like, share, and follow us on social media. We're all over the place, the Jams and Cocktails Podcast Network. And, of course, I certainly hope that you enjoy this morning show as well. In addition to seeing it on YouTube, you can watch it on Facebook, our Facebook page, and you can listen to it on our partner radio stations, Shore Life Radio and JNC Radio. The Shore Life Radio station you can find at their website, shoreliferadio.com, or in the TuneIn app, which is a wonderful radio app. And for JNC Radio, if you guys are fans of the Live 365 radio app, you could find us there as well. So appreciate that. Check out our friend Paul at the Drums and Rums podcast. Dropping podcasts on Tuesdays, and his live stream goes on Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Biggest happy hour and a half hour. Always a good time. Check out all the things that Paul has to offer there at Drums and Rums. Shout out to our partners and sponsors at Code Rum, Hop Life Brewing, the Sneaky Tiki in downtown Stewart, the Bug Juice, bug repellent and skincare products Chesser Custom Designs, laser etching and engraving, bradbrockdesign.com for all of your graphic, audio, and video needs. Check out learntoliveaboard.com, a wonderful blog about living on a sailboat. If you've ever dreamed of doing that, check out this blog first. My friends Brett and Kim have been living on their boat for 15 years. They're going to tell you the good, bad, and the ugly about it. As previously mentioned, this year's Arts Fest at Gazebo Park in downtown Stewart's happening Saturday and Sunday, February 11th and 12th. And the JNC Destruction Crew and yours truly will be the official entertainment hosts. We'll be introducing all the live music on stage all weekend, and we'll be on hand to meet and greet and give away some fun JNC swag. So I'm out there. General admission is $5 each day to get in. Kids 18 and under are completely free, and the festival goes from 10 to 5 each day. And my one-man band show will be kicking off the whole festival on Saturday morning. So come out, hang out with us. Arts Fest is amazing. Great food, drinks, great art, and the artists there are available to talk to and meet and greet. So really a wonderful time for all ages. Come check it out. You can find all of my shows at bradbrock.com and see where I'm playing around town. If you're in the Treasure Coast area, I'd love to see you out at a show. And if you really dig what we do and you want to support us in a great way, go to our Patreon page and become a patron. It's $5 a month, and you get behind-the-scenes footage and some exclusive content there. And it really helps us keep everything going. So consider that. Everything that I just talked about, you can find links to at jncpodcast.com. I certainly hope that you visit that website and see all the things that we've got going on and have to offer. And that would be amazing. And as I always say, if you can, do, and if you can't, share. Share all the stuff that we do with your friends and family. And let's get some more people in the chat rooms here so that you guys can entertain yourselves while I run my mouth here on the microphone. All right, that does it for me this Monday morning. Enjoy the beautiful weather if you're here on the Treasure Coast. It's a lovely day. I'm going to try to get outside today at some point and enjoy the weather. Until tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., I'm casting live from the legendary JNC Lounge. I'm Brad Brock. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Tune in again tomorrow morning for the latest local buzz, national headlines, music news, and more on JNC in the morning, right here on Facebook and YouTube.